Hi all, welcome back to Bamglam DIY. So today I want to teach you how to make this very beautiful bar soap that can remove stains from your clothes. I mean it. It can remove food stains from people's clothes. So the people that buys this soap for you that have something like oil stain, soup stain, stew stain, food stain, any type of food stain on their clothes, if they use this bar soap to wash their clothes, they can actually relieve their fabrics from those stains, and it will actually keep them coming back. There is no way somebody will buy a product from you and it works well, it foams, it lathers, is beautiful, texture is everything. There is no way the person wouldn't come back, irrespective of the price that you want to sell the soap to the persons. So this very particular soap, you actually love it. And then if you're having difficulties with your cold process bar soap, that whenever you are making your cold process soap, it normally cakes up on you or thickens up on you or cuddles up, any way you want to call it, and then you keep saying, it's bad oil. Please, there's nothing like bad oil. Oil is oil. In fact, the worst of the oils, some countries and some peoples buys those ones you call bad oils. Some companies buy those oils and that's what they use for soaping. The thing is, you don't know how to use those oils. Different oils, different qualities, and there are different ways you can use any oil. Please, if you have bad oil, come and donate it to me. There is no oil I can't use to make soap. But on this very video, I'll be teaching you how to use only palm kernel oil and make soap without it curdling up, and then you actually love the soap. So these blue pecks you are seeing on this soap are actually the boosters I made before making this soap, and then I added it to the soap to actually help boost the quality of the soap. I'll be discussing everything about this spectacular soap with you in this video. You will actually love the outcome, and the batter will remain fluidy till you pour it into your mold. Some persons will call me, Bamglam, why is it whenever I'm making my cold process bar soap, immediately I add my caustic and everything into it, it will thicken up? Don't worry, this measurement will save you. So if you are looking for how to buy your soap cutting kit as a beginner, you can message me with the number on the screen, the WhatsApp number on the screen, and then we can bundle it up and send to you. It just takes 2 weeks from the time you make payments until the time we deliver to you. We've not had any issues since we started selling this soap table, this soap kit to people. We've not had any issues, and if we have any issues, we'll also try to address it. So back to the soap. The mold I use in making this soap will give you about 70 pieces of this soap. That's what you realize from this, and it's also included in our soap cutting kit. And then also I use about 3.5 liters of oil to make this soap. Irrespective of that, you can also make use of 3 liters to make yours. And I'll be using only palm kernel oil because once you start combining oils into your cold process soap, they start cuddling up and thickening up as quickly as possible. And then you would want to know if it is fatty oil I'm using. No, it's not fatty oil. Or you would want to ask, is it sludge palm kernel oil I'm using? No, I'm using the very clean, the clean palm kernel oil, the one they call yellow fever. It's actually filtered palm kernel oil. It's a high grade palm kernel oil. That's what I'm using. I think the list of the price you can see for this oil in the market right now is about 2,200 per liter, although some persons sell as cheap as 350, 360 to 380,000 naira per drum. So if you are buying in drum quantities for this palm kernel oil to be cheaper for you, if you buy in retail bits, it might be expensive for you. Let's jump straight into the making of this soap. Let me explain to you. You are wondering, what are these blue things that Bamglam have added to have soap? Bamglam has come again. Okay, they're actually blue speckles or blue soap boosters. You can make a booster in form of fragrance, in form of to activate your soap in different forms, or you can even and then change the color it any way you want and add to your soap. So you always complain you want your soap does not have weight. Bangla, what will I add to my soap to have weight? Should I add more calcium? Should I add more sulphate? Have you tried about grating any soap and adding to the soap? You can even add your own soap to your soap to give it weight. So I'm adding my soap into my soap now to give it weight. So the measurement for how I made this is actually listed on the screen. It's just half liter I made. That is what is on the screen. Once I made the half liter soap, that's 500 ml of oil. After mixing it, I poured it inside a plastic bowl. Once it was dried, I cut it and then I'm grating it. After grating it, allow it to air dry. Please give it like a day or 2 days. Don't be too quick with it. You need to allow it to dry to some extent, at least a day, 2 days before you start using it to make soap. And don't use it in a hot process soap. If you use it in a hot process soap, it will melt. Common sense will all tell you that. If you use it in a semi-hot process, it may also melt. Use it for cold process soap so that it wouldn't melt. You want it to retain its shape, its color, without it blending into your soap when you pour it, so that you have the same outcome with me. If you add it to a hot process soap, all of the soap will melt and it will change the total outcome of the soap. Now, while I'm calling these boosters or speckles, is because I added a lot some fragrance to it to make it smell nice, so it will help the main soap I'm making. And then the oil, before I use this oil to make soap, the oil was pre-bleached. It contains palm kernel oil and palm oil. Because palm oil is bleached with hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide helps to brighten your clothes. I hope you know. So the palm oil was pre-bleached. I used 250 ml of palm kernel oil and 250 ml of palm oil to make this. Just small oil, small quantity. Dissolve the caustic soda into this quantity of water I listed here. Inside the caustic soda, add your borax, your sulphate, mix everything up and pour. Then remember to add the bleach. Bleach, you can buy bleach from the market or you use the bleach you make to complete it. That is all. And then you pour it into your mold. That is all. You make it and you set it aside. Now let's make the main bar soap. Now let's proceed in making the bar soap. So because I'm making 3.5 liters of oil, I'll be working with 3 liters of water, because I need the soap to harden up as quickly as possible. And because it's only palm kernel oil can easily shrink and reduce in size if you don't add any other oil, supporting oil to it. If I'm adding anything like animal fat or palm oil to this soap, I would have flexed my water to up to 3.5 liters. But if you are using only palm kernel oil, to be on the safe side, just drop in, even if it's 400 ml or 300 ml from the recipe you are using, and it will come out. So I mean, if your recipe is not working out well for you. So now you see I divided, for the 3 liters of water, I divided the water into two parts, 1.5 liters each, which was on the screen. And then the measurement of the items I'm putting inside it is also listed. So for one part of the water, you add in your soda ash, your sulphate and your calcium carbonate. Add it there, mix it well and set it aside. And then to the other part of your water, which is my transparent bucket, I'll add in only my caustic soda into the water, mix it very well and set it aside. The caustic soda should cool down properly, or you place it in a cold water bath for it to cool down. I mean, it should cool down. Allow it to cool down. Within the next 30 minutes, mine has cooled down. It was now a little bit warm. Okay, I can work with it at that temperature. But allow your caustic soda solution to cool down. And then inside that caustic soda, you also add in your borax into it. Please don't add in any salt to this soap, and don't add in any sugar to this soap. Please just use what I told you to use. The borax you are adding to this soap will help it to also, I know we added borax and bleach to the blue speckles we made, but we are also adding borax to the main soap because we want this soap to be as active as possible. Now this is my palm kernel oil, the one we call yellow fever. So into the oil, because this oil will give me a white soap normally, but I have some little bit of titanium dioxide, which is the white color, left. So I'll be adding it into the oil to also help to boost my white color appearance. I want the colors to contrast, because if the colors contrast very well, the beauty will come out. I mean, the white should be as clean as possible, and then the blue should be very blue. First, you have to add in your soda ash mixture first before adding in your caustic soda. Please try and get the point clear. So the fact that you're adding this soda ash mixture first it will kind of emulsify your oil, but not completely emulsify your oil. So it will make it a little bit emulsified, like I said. When I'll add it, turn it, stir it very well, make sure you don't have anything, any undissolved ones. Just turn it very well, and then you pour it in. You know that there will be some debris that will settle at the bottom, some black spots. Don't pour in those dirty ones into your oil. So just add it in, mix well, allow it to emulsify before you add in your caustic soda solution that has cooled down. If you follow it sequentially the way I'm doing it now, you will have a very perfect batter that will be beautiful and nice and hard. Within the next 24 hours of making the soap, you should be having a very sharp and beautiful soap. So those times you message me and you tell me, Bamglam, please, do you have any recipe? I mean, for those who are in my laundry bar soap group, that will message me and be like, somebody told me to make a soap and supply probably the next day or the next 2 days. Please, which recipe am I going to be choosing from the Telegram group that I can make today, and then in the next 2 days I should be able to give it to the person? It should be firm enough for me to give to the person. This is one of those very beautiful recipes you can make, and within the next day or the next 2 days you should be able to sell it out and regain back your money and continue your business. Please, if in the area you are staying, palm kernel oil is very difficult for you to get or very expensive for you to get, and you can't source it at a very cheap rate, everybody must not make laundry bar soap. You can think of other things like liquid detergent or any other type of production to go into. The major thing that if you are going into any business, your raw material should be, at least it should be cheap for you to source, and you should have a location where, or a communication with the person that gives you those raw materials. And in the absence of that, I would advise you to look for any other production that will be easier for you to source the material for. So what I'm doing right now is to add in my lye solution. I allow this lye solution to cool down, but it's not completely cool down. It's not like at 0 degrees centigrade. It should be something close to about 39 to 40 right now. Is a little bit like warm water, like water you kept under the sun for it to cool down. Whether it's cool or not, you can use it to work. But for this recipe, don't work with hot caustic. If you work with a very hot caustic and add it into a pure PKO soap, it will gel the soap, and the aim we are trying to achieve and the contrast we are trying to achieve will be defeated. Right now, what I'm adding in is sodium silicate. Sodium silicate helps your soap to harden up. It gives you that shine in your bar soap. I'm adding in about 500 ml of sodium silicate into this bar soap. Sodium silicate will help your soap to harden up. It will give you that shine, that very beautiful jelly texture you want to get when you make your bar soap. I have seen so many people make some soap. Please, I'm not here to cajole anybody's work or so, but sometimes when you make soap and you feel that it's rough, the soap is breaking down like crumbs of bread, it means that the soap batter itself is not being held together. If you follow this my steps sequentially, you will have a very good outcome. You won't be cutting your soap and it will be breaking off as if there is nothing to there's nothing in the soap that is pulling the particles together. So just follow this recipe as quite as the way I've done it, and you have a very good and a splendid outcome. So now this for the foam booster, you can use up to 500 ml of foam booster. What I'm using here is very concentrated, so I'm using only 200 ml of my foaming booster. So adding your foaming booster. Now if I touch the body of this mixing vessel I'm using now, it's cool. It is not hot. It's just somewhere between cool to warm temperature and not hot. That is the reason we avoided adding caustic soda first. We started with our soda ash water to have a little bit of emulsification before we went in with the caustic soda. This way you maintain a very fluid batter for a very long time, so that you can play around with your colors and then pour into your mold. But once this soap will start thickening, it doesn't waste time. So you just mix, and before you know it, it will become creamy and smooth. Right now it's getting to that stage when it will just become creamy and smooth. Just turn your soap very well. Some of us don't turn very well. Turn it very well, and then the foaming booster we added last will also help it to become as creamy as possible. So turn very well, turn very well, and then you are ready to pour your soap into your mold. You will see how creamy it will become within a few seconds before we can add in our blue speckles and then pour into our mold. Now I'm adding my fragrance. I added 15 ml. That's what I use. Sometimes people complain to me that whenever they make their cold processed bar soap, that the oil used to have a very foul smell and it affects their fragrance. What I will have to say about that is that there are different qualities of oil. The one I'm using is very neat. It doesn't even have any smell or any stench, so it didn't really bother me. The quality I got for the oil is very nice. I think a keg of this oil was about 55 to 58,000 naira for a keg of the oil I'm using right here. That's why I said it's about 2,200 naira per liter. It doesn't have any smell. The 50 ml fragrance I added came out very well. There are some specific fragrance that you can use for your bar soap that will be very outstanding. The one I'm using here, you can't even find it where you are. So even if I call the name for you, you won't still see it. I'm telling you, it is only me that has the access to it from where I buy it from, because of the grade of the perfume. It is as expensive as almost 30,000 naira for a liter of it. It is very pricey, but it actually comes out, smells nice in soap, and it has a very long lasting effect in your bar soap. Okay, let me say it out loud so that everybody can actually know about this fragrance. The name of this perfume is called Maro. Maro, Maro. Some persons may confuse you and tell you it's Maro you are buying, but it is not actually it. If you want me to help you to purchase it, I may help you and purchase it for you. But this perfume is very beautiful. Can you see how creamy and fluid this butter is? Are you feeling the texture of this butter? When was the last time you made cold processed bar soap and you are having this outcome? Your butter is so fluid like this. All the same, Sha. That's why you are watching me on this channel. That's why you subscribe to my channel, whether you're a member or not. But that's why you are on this channel. If you want to learn more on bar soap, I have a whole lot to teach you. You can actually contact me on WhatsApp and then join my private training group. If you wish, I don't force anybody to join me. If you don't have the money to pay me for any private coaching or training on laundry bar soap, please feel free to work with my recipes on my my YouTube channel. You see this recipe? These are the recipe people will copy from me, copy this video and come and sell to you on YouTube, on Facebook. They will collect my video and sell it to you and sell it to you, and you will not know it's Bamglam's video you are using. And at the tail end, they will not be able to explain anything for you. These recipes I share with you are recipes people will share for you for a huge amount of money and tell you have to pay 50,000, 20,000. I'm telling you the honest truth. I've witnessed and experienced a whole lot of it out there. But these are the things I come here and I teach you people freely and openly so that you can make something. You can make money from bar soap and earn a living from it. Every day people use bar soap. Every day people wash, people bathe, people clean their house. If you make products that has to do with cleaning, you will always be in market. Market will always favor you. So all those questions of Bamglam, if I go into soap making, will I make profit from it? Sometimes I don't even know what to answer again. Like, how will you be making something that people use every day and you don't make something from it? There is a whole lot of profit in making laundry bar soap, even bathing soaps. You can make it and sell to people who use individually. You can make and sell to companies. You can make and produce for people to market for you. There are different ways you can make the soap. Try and watch your recipe, whoever that is mentoring you, for your soap making journey. Follow the right persons that will always give you listening ears and attend to your difficulties and your problems whenever you have issues. It's not always easy for even the people that are even odogu in the soap making. There are still sometimes we make soap and we have flaws and we have bad soaps. It doesn't mean that because you've been making soap for 10 years, that does not mean that one day you make soap and it will not just turn out bad. Sometimes these things happen, and I've seen so many persons that whenever they make soap and it turn out bad, they start crying, they start fidgeting. Please, that is business for you. Business is a pool of risk. If you are not willing to give yourself out there for the business, you will not actually succeed very much in it. You need to actually experience those failures, correct them so that the business can be successful. When you learn those mistakes and learn them very well, you will now keep avoiding them, and then you become very successful in your business. I wish everyone out there a successful business. This is the first video I'm putting out since I put to bed that I've actually shot right after during this omugo. So thank you all that wished me well in the short video. Some persons reached out to me on WhatsApp to congratulate me and my newborn baby. Thank you all for all you do. I see your messages. I'm using this medium to actually appreciate everybody on my channel. 35,000 subscribers is not beans, and they are all organic subscribers. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for all the love you have been sending. Thank you for the support. May God continue to bless everybody and bless your business. Thank you very much.